Fundi Masego from itnewsafrica.com, and today we're at the second edition of the Internet of Things Forum Africa 2018, taking place at the Gallagher Convention Center in Midrand, South Africa. We are joined by Kabelo Rabotha, Director of Marketing for the Nissan Group Africa. Kabelo will give us an insight of what IoT does for the motoring industry, security in this regard, and what Nissan is doing at this space. So Kabelo, what is the impact of IoT when it comes to the motoring industry?
Hi Fundi, thank you for having me. IoT is quite important in automotive, particularly if you start looking at the fact that connectivity of vehicles into our grid or into the environment that they operate within, it's becoming important as technology advances into a space of where we're having now autonomous driving vehicles, as well as people wanting to be able to have infotainment in their vehicles, and from a security perspective, and also from other variety of perspective, which is more from a maintenance perspective, and being able to monitor vehicles at all times to ensure that we're able to interact and give customer peace of mind with regard to ownership and also in terms of usage of vehicles.
You spoke about security. So what are some of the risks associated with having connected vehicles?
Well, I think what's quite important is that the challenges are mostly in the areas of security, in that people's information and people being concerned that people can hack into their particular vehicles and be able to control a vehicle from a distance. But a lot of work is going into managing that particular type of or that level of security with vehicles. So manufacturers are working hard to ensure that your vehicle connects into the grid and can connect into other cars with limited interference from other from hackers or other interferences from other aspects of society or of the environment.
Can connected cars improve driver experience?
I think safety is one of the elements, as we know that in most cases road fatalities or even accidents are due to human error. So when you have a connected car and it's able to read its environment and interact with other vehicles within its environment, then it can interact. You have things like emergency braking systems where the vehicle using radar and also geomapping can see what is happening around it and be able to interact or react instead of relying on a human being who might at some point lose concentration at a particular point in time. So technology allows for a reduction, particularly in fatalities, because you have intelligent technologies that are able to then allow that the driving experience is much more safer and comfortable and gives confidence to the driver.
Okay, so when it comes to adoption, how open is South Africa or Africa as a whole to connected cars?
South Africans I think are open to connected cars, particularly when you start looking at basic automation and more advanced relative to some of the first world countries, in the countries like your Germany and UK, particularly the younger generation who have leapfrogged a number of technologies. If you start looking at how people interact with smart technology in South Africa, with smartphones and all those things, that people are open to it and are willing to pay for it, and they want it purely because safety is quite important, security is another thing, and connectivity. So younger generations want vehicles that are able to integrate into their environment and into their lifestyle, and being able to move them from point A to B without losing, however, their normal activities and their normal interactions with the world around them.
Okay. And lastly, what is Nissan doing in this space, and what do you guys look to do in the future in terms of incorporating technology in vehicles?
Yeah. Nissan has been in the forefront of technology development. It's part of our DNA, and we launched Nissan Intelligent Mobility over the years, which looks at, among others, the fact that we want to have zero emissions, and there we've invested a lot of research and development into electric vehicles or electrification of vehicles. And on the zero fatality side, we have what you call vehicle intelligent technologies, which then allows the vehicle, as I indicated earlier, to then interact with the environment and be able to ensure that fatalities are reduced and that the vehicle takes control when it needs to be able to do that.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kabelo. Well, there you have it. I hope this gives you an insight of what the future of connected cars looks like.